capital formation key to 1 trillion naira goal, CIS tells federal government. Gunman killed 2 police officers, injures 1 in Australia. And still in the Punch newspaper this morning, this one says power fear grips Kano community. A suspected ritualist killed 2 children, drained blood. Muftuang gets special invitation to join Tinubu on state visits to Brazil. Gombe state government create 30 new LCDAs. Defense collaboration must go beyond dialogue, CDS tells African ministries. Federal government issues flood alerts to 9 northern states. Those are all from the Daily Post. In the Vanguard newspaper, the leading story there also has to do with 2027, where it says 2027 polls, PDP zones presidency to South, says APC won't play fair. Labour leaders decry rising job losses, demand urgent economic diversification. Nigeria now a killing feed with over 10,000 deaths under Tinubu's watch. That's coming from Peter Obi. It was peaceful, credible. APC commends INEC over Zamfara by-election. Fuel price increased by 33% in July. That's coming from the NBS. Those are all from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Now let's see what the nation has before we go for a breather. Still has to do with the 2027. The leading story there says PDP knocks out Saraki Bala from 2027 presidential race. Tunji Ojo Ekwezili differ on president reform. Enugu Governor Basix Kano's release. Lagos Osun Ogun top online continuous voter registration table. Ojulari oil theft through pipeline bust altered. 260,000 ECOWAS forces to fight terrorism in sub-region. Nigeria-Brazil air link begins. All of these, I'll be bringing you details of them in a while, so stay with us. After this short break, we'll return.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes, right at Oladoyin Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a growing social media platforms. All these for a talking. Simply visit us at Oladoyin Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803-526-5812 or 0916-340-0878 or 0806-511-4430. You can also call 0806-380-8891. Adamimogo Event Hall, your patronage.
If you just joined us, the Daily Dose on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido Ekiti is what you are listening to at this time. Now let's go into the details of these headlines that we took earlier, and I begin my story from the Nation newspaper this morning, where the leading one says PDP knocks out Saraki Bala from 2027 presidential race. As this writer says, Wike zoning to South vindicates me. Jonathan Makinde will be on the radar. Now, let's see the details. It says yesterday's zoning of the presidential ticket to the South has effectively ended the ambition of former Senate President Bukola Saraki and Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed on the platform of the People's Democratic Party. You know, the decision was taken at the National Executive Committee NEC meeting of the former ruling party in Abuja after a review of the report submitted by the convention committee led by the Adamawa State Governor Amadu Fintiri, and the zoning panel headed by Bayelsa State Governor Dioye Diri. Conversely, the options due to be ratified at the November convention in Ibadan will bolster the aspiration of potential contenders from the south. Some of those linked with presidential ambition in the party are Oyo State Governor Sheyi Makinde, and those being wooed to join the race of the party ticket like former President Goodluck Jonathan and former Anambra State Governor Peter Obi. Another presidential hopeful, Benga Olawepo Asan, said the zoning to the south was wrongly done, declaring that nevertheless he has or he will still seek the party's ticket. Jonathan, who was president on the platform of the main opposition party between 2011 to 2015, has been asked to join the race by former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido and Diri. Well, I'll leave you to read the full details of this zoning thing from the Nation newspaper this morning, as well as other newspaper outlets. T27 mixed reactions trail PDP zoning of presidency to South. I am reading from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Monday zoned the party's presidential ticket to southern part of the country in a bid to salvage the once largest political party in Africa. The PDP also announced that it has retained its chairmanship position to the north, while affirming Umar Damagun as the national chairman pending the party's convention or national convention later this year. Report says that the decision was reached at the end of the PDP's National Executive Council meeting NEC held on Monday in Abuja. Before the crucial NEC meeting, fielding camps and the PDP were locked in a deep battle for the soul of the party, with the issue of zoning of the party's presidential tickets being a contentious issue plaguing the party. And there were other, issues or tussles rocking the party. But the reactions, it's too late. That's coming from the camp of Wike. In a statement shortly after the decision of the PDP on zoning its presidential tickets to the South in 2027, by Larry Olayinka, Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media to the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike, said the decision came too late. Olayinka said his principal and members of the G5 have now been vindicated by the position they adopted in 2022, arguing that the PDP has gone back to its vomit. He recalled that Wiki and the G5 had insisted that both the presidential candidate and the national chairman could not come from the same region. Sadly, they know the truth. Wiki simply said, take the chairmanship to the south if you want to gain the presidency. But they said no, they must take the PDP. Then the PDP lost. And that's the quote there from the statement. They have realized the mistake they made in 2022 and are correcting it in 2025. Still quoting, but it is too late already, bearing in mind that the only way the zoning can be justified is for the South to conclude its 8 years, while the presidency returns to the North in 2031, Olayinka queried. Well, I'll leave you to see details of that in the Daily Post newspaper this morning. There were other reactions coming from the ex-presidential candidate, that's Benga Olawepo Hashim, where he faulted the party's decision to zone the presidency to the south, and then things falling in right place. That's coming from Onya. Onya is also is also in the camp of the FCT minister. Then some analysts have also reacted to this development. But all of those things are, like I said, detailed in the Daily Post newspaper. You might want to see further information there. 2027 mixed reactions trail PDP's zoning of presidency to the south. Still in the Daily Post, anti-party. Why Wike others were not punished at PDP's NEC meeting, Rep Caucus chairman says. It says that the chairman of the South-South Caucus of the House of Representatives, Honorable Fred Agbedi, has reviewed while The likes of former governor of Rivers State, Chief Nyesom Wike, was not sanctioned during the People's Democratic Party (PDP) National Executive Committee (NEC) meeting in Abuja on Monday. According to him, Wike is not the only member of the party that has committed and is still committing anti-party, adding that even to date, some leaders of the party were campaigning for the incumbent government. However, the lawmaker said the PDP crisis it is going through and is trying to resolve. He said that this said there is every indication that the PDP, known to be the main opposition party in Nigeria, will emerge stronger, united, and well organized ahead of 2027 general elections. Well, see details also in the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Anti-party, why Wike others were not punished at PDP's NEC meeting. That's coming from the Rep Caucus chairman, Agbedi. This morning, why Benue ex-speaker Dajo resigns. It says that the resignation of the immediate past Benue State House of Assembly Speaker and Oandona Dajo has continued to raise dust. The ruling All Progressives Congress APC has been turned between two camps. Governor Hyacinth Alia and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation SGF, Senator George Akume, both have been in cold war over who controls the structure of the party. The ex-speaker Dajo is the casualty of the latest struggle, according to sources. Then Dajo, until last Friday, wielded the big stick by suspending 4 lawmakers who were accused of planning his impeachment, but barely 48 hours of pronouncing the suspension of his colleagues, including Alfred Berger, Chairman House Committee on Information, and then some other persons. Then the speaker resigned. He claimed he did so voluntarily. Also, the House of Assembly insisted yesterday that Dajo's resignation was a personal decision and not influenced by Reverend Father Aliyah, that's the governor of the state. But I will let you see the development in the Nation newspaper this morning. Why Benue ex-speaker Dajo resigned. All right, away from politics now. Tunji Ojo Ekwesili differ on president's reform. Now, it says that the former minister and ex-World Bank vice president, Dr. Obi Ekwesili, yesterday disagreed with Minister of the Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, on the manner in which the Tinubu administration is carrying out its economic reforms programs. She believes the removal of the petrol subsidy and foreign exchange unification were good policies but wrongly executed, leading to inflation. Tunji Ojo, however, said the situation the administration met required surgical operation rather than analytics or analgesics. Then they spoke during the opening plenary at the ongoing annual general conference of the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) in Enugu State, with the theme "Stand Out, Stand Tall." And there was the back and forth, in their speeches actually, where Dr. Ekwesili, a panelist, noted that President's subsidy is gone statement at this inauguration was made without adequate preparation. And there were other concerns that was raised during the event. But Tunji Ojo explained that as of the time the Tinubu administration came on board, there was no provision for subsidy in the national budget. Well, see that all of that in the Nation newspaper. Tunji Ojo Ekwesili differ on president's reforms. Ojulari oil theft through pipeline bust altered. Now, it says coordinated efforts by defense and intelligence agencies have nearly eliminated all threat to pipeline theft in an energy infrastructure, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) said yesterday. In quote now, today I can proudly report that our pipeline and terminal received are attaining close to 100%. That's the group, end of quote. The group chief executive officer of the oil giant NNPCL, Mr. Ojulari, told the audience at the African Defense Chiefs Summit in Abuja. Ojulari attributed the threat to sophisticated international syndicates who exploit gaps in national, regional, and continental security architecture to carry out illicit operation. What this is trying to say is that because of the security situation in the country, some international syndicate taking advantage of that security situation to exploit crude and some other, do some illicit operation with the oil sector of the country. Well, see details of that or the breakdown in the Nation newspaper this morning. Ojulari oil theft through pipeline bust altered. About 260,000 ECOWAS forces to fight terrorism in sub-region. It says that a 260,000 strong special forces is soon to be activated by the economic community of West African state ECOWAS to counter terrorism in sub-region. The squad will complement the effort of the 5,000-man highly trained brigade under the auspices of the African Peace and Security Architecture and Continental Standby Forces. A meeting of finance and defense ministers of the sub-regional body will be held in Abuja on Friday to work out modalities for raising 2.5 billion annual budget for the activation of the forces. Reading from the Nation newspaper this morning, 260,000 ECOWAS forces to fight terrorism in sub-region. From the Punch newspaper this morning, medical consultant eyes 70-year retirement as minister submits memo. It says that the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has submitted a memo on the extension of retirement age for medical and dental consultants in the country to the Office of the Head of Service. The proposal seeks to extend the retirement age of consultant from 60 years to 70 years. In February, President Bola Tinubu approved an upward review of the retirement age for doctors and other healthcare workers from 60 to 65 years. However, the Medical and Dental Consultant Association of Nigeria has continued to advocate 70 years for consultant, citing the rising emigration of skilled health professionals and the shortage of trainers at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels of medical education. The association noted that about 1,594 consultants aged 55 and above are expected to retire by 2029, while data show that 1,056 consultants left Nigeria between 2019 and 2023 in search for better opportunities abroad. Well, the development is in the table of the federal government. Now, from the Punch newspaper, medical consultant eyes 70-year retirement as minister submits memo. All right, 07047007701 or 07076278. Those are the lines to call this morning if you want to react to some of the stories we've taken this morning.
Good morning, my presenter.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday to your studios there and every one of you there.
Thank you so much.
My name is Comrade Adegwere from Osokiti.
All right, comrade.
Obi Ezekwesili was under Chief Obasanjo. He was a minister under him, especially on education. I think our handwriting was boldly written on the wall. If now Obi Ezekwesili is criticizing the economic policy of Tinubu, Nigeria should ask her the role she played as a minister on education during Obasanjo's regime. I think he should be pleased enough to support Tinubu and let Nigeria move forward, not criticizing his economic or political engineering. Because we knew what they did during Obasanjo. We knew what Obasanjo did in Nigeria and article.
All right.
Begin to criticize Tinubu. Tinubu is working. They should allow him to complete his first tenure and see exactly what is going to happen. I am so sure that Tinubu will turn stones to bread in Nigeria. It's working economically, politically, and talk of anything in Nigeria today. Then the issue of doctors to 70 years. Let the federal government take care of the doctors presently, not struggling for something. What is age in retirement? Those who spend 60 years, those who spend 35 years, what have they achieved? Even as a medical doctor, even as lecturer, they should work on the present doctors and take care of them instead of migrating to another country for green pasture.
All right.
They should do that. Thank you. Good morning, my presenter. My name is Comrade Adegbusi from Musuekiti.
Thank you so much, comrade, for your contribution. There, 07047007701 or 0707276628. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Taiwo from Ikolekiti.
Go ahead, sir.
Now, I want to react to the extension of years for doctors and some other professionals that are agitating for extension of retirement age. Now, we have seen the judiciary is enjoying it and some other sector that I couldn't remember now. Coming to that of the teachers, it passed through legislative level to the presidential level that the president then, the late Muhammadu Buhari, appended his signature and it became law. And until now, some governors, some states refuse to implement it. Talkless of the people that are agitating now. You can imagine the rigor that bill passed through before it was finally signed into law by the president. And yet it has not been implemented. How I wish they use that to honor the death of our former president to implement it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution there. And we are totally running out of time now and we need to wrap up. But if I still have a few, maybe one or two calls at peak, but then there's this story from the Punch newspaper where it says NANS vows critical assets shut down over ASU strike threat. It says that the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, is threatening to shut down critical infrastructure nationwide if the federal government fails to meet the demands of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, which has again warned of a possible nationwide strike. NANS Assistant General Secretary Emmanuel Adejuwon was speaking in an interview. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, the moderator.
Good evening.
This is Comrade Kende Jimo.
All right. All right, go ahead, comrade.
What I want to comment on this morning is about the anti-party. If we can look toward ourselves, who like to pour? You know, as I said yesterday, that politics is a business or lose or gain. So anyone there now to ensure our people enjoying the dividend of democracy, I personally know that it is a mistake for the president. Because supposing it follow the manifesto, they cannot be able to say they remove the subsidy. Truly, Nigeria people we are enjoying here, because if you go to abroad, you see many taxes over there.
All right, comrade, we have to go now. We are out of time. Amen. Thank you so much. And that's how much we can take on this morning's edition of the Daily Dose on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Idoekiti. Till tomorrow, where another beautiful edition will return. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Good morning.